Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Bozmos2, where we are playing Chaco. This is turn 53, I believe, and this turn is done after the fact. Unfortunately, I had some stuff that I had to get taken care of and didn't get to record this on the spot. So, as with any of these types of turns, when I have to do them after the fact, sometimes I miss things, so bear with me on that. I will try to remember exactly what was going on here. We have completed Conjuration 5. And now we're heading on to Construction 5. Really, we're heading to Construction 6 there. That's the goal anyways. We did a whole bunch of site searching. Let's see if we got lucky on anything. Nothing on Gnome Lore, nothing on Horror Specs, nothing on Dark Knowledge. We did a Breath of the Desert, and this is in anticipation of Murdering Winter being utilized against us. Might be a bit of paranoia, might not be a bit of paranoia, so we'll see. We cast an Augury, found nothing. Horror Specs found nothing. Auspecs found nothing. Apsu found nothing. Auspecs found nothing. Augury found nothing. Real unfortunate. We have not been very lucky as far as site searching goes. We don't have a horrible income, but we do not have a great income, and I was really hoping, as we're getting close to wrapping up some of this site searching, I was really hoping that we'd find a couple of good banks of gems in our heartlands, right? But that is not proving to be the case. Okay, so we have a couple of battles. We have attacked in Zaburia. This is nothing, really. This is just us clearing off some indies that attacked us from an event previously. Should be no big deal. Pop up our stuff. Iron Skin, Iron Will, Strength of Gaia, Summoner's Power. Go on in. What are we looking at? We are 27 protection. Not horrible. We've got the combined Vine Shield and Earth Meld scenario going on. Repelling. Pretty good. Should be... Yeah, that's nothing to be done there. Okay. Then we are attacked in Mulliton. Again, we keep getting kind of pinged by Jotunheim. And I'm not sure what his fucking plan is here. This is kind of annoying. Right, he's just sent a bunch of commanders in, and these commanders have nothing. I don't know if he was intent on suiciding them, or if he's just being an annoyance. But he's definitely succeeding in one of those things. Because while they are just commanders, we don't really have much PD here, so they are going to be able to kill us. Really annoying. We attack, or we get attacked in Grifa. So we get pinged here. Just by a few Kengobes, which we have our own little PD here, which probably would have been enough to take on these Kengobes, but we also have Ouya 15 here. Going to be more than enough to take on the rest. Blesses himself, does the normal script, comes on in. I don't know why he casts Temper Flesh. That's probably a miss on me. Oh, it's yeah, this is where I screwed up and I had Meditation on, I believe. I'll take a look at that here in a second. When we get to the actual movement with that. We had a battle in Old Man. Old Man is out of the game basically, right? But we have communicated with Old Man, hey, better us than Kangobia, right? Is basically the translation there. And from what I've seen, Old Man has basically been like, yeah, better you than Kangobia, right? So Old Man is trying to fight Kangobia off, do like a last stand kind of scenario, do some harm to Kangobia, but they are having a rough time of it, so our intention here was to deal some damage, not win. Maybe if we get really lucky, but very unlikely. But it was to offer Old Man some assistance and push, do some damage to Kangobia in the process, right? So let's see how that went. Oh. So we've got our Hmong Katsinas here. Little stacked up. We'll see how that goes. But this is, and I don't remember if this is the first time that we've seen these guys, but these guys are a problem. These Kangobian fire dracons are really bad. They're sacred, they're super high hit points, they're very high strength, they have a bite that, because of the high strength, hits very hard. They're very low skilled. It doesn't really matter though, because this is the thing that matters. It's Drake Fire. So it's got a little cone that it shoots in, so it'll wipe out multiple people. And it hits really fucking hard, and it's armor piercing. So it's really hard to deal with from a army standpoint. Just this small contingent of fire dracons can just mollywop the shit out of an army, because they meet the lines and then they just crazy breath through everything. It's really bad, really bad. So that's scary. And then we have these Draken Guards, which we've seen these guys before. They're very scary. They hit very hard, and there's a whole bunch of mages here. We are not gonna win this, but can we deal some damage? Speed up real quick. We get our guys going. Iron skinned up. Temper armored up. Personal regeneration up. And here's a howl cast. Okay. So immediately the fire dragons step back, and they're kind of like, they're nuking their own people. So this is one upside, right? The downside is he doesn't care about nuking his own people, because he is nuking the shit out of my people. And these guys, the guys that he actually really would care about, have decent fire resistance and decent protection. He'll kill a couple of them with his fire dragons, maybe, but generally speaking. So our Monketsinas actually do handle themselves fairly well for a while, due to the buffs and the gear and everything like that. But there is no way that they can get through the Drakengard or through the Fire Dracons. And they're already routed. At least one of them is. So, let's see how this goes. One of them is now dead. Very wisely, this guy is on approach and cast spells, so his a good portion, not all of them, but a good portion of his casters have come into range to cast basically point-blank fireballs and shit like that, which are very hard to deal with. Fire resistance gear is going to be super duper duper important. We only have 10 right now because we have the dragon helmet and the burning pearl. We're going to need more than that, more often than not. And that's about it. So this guy is going to die eventually. That's that. They killed 2 enemies. No. What? They killed 41 enemies. What? My brain just stutter-stepped. Like, what? But we actually killed... There are a lot more missing, and this is primarily because of these fire dragons, right? Like, they killed a lot of Kangob soldiers, a couple Draco runners or raiders, etc. So these guys are scary, but they are also a double-edged sword. And if you can get someone in there that has high fire resistance that these fire drakes can't deal with, then you are somewhat in trouble, at least in this type of instance. But it's hard. It's hard to have good resistances for everything, right? It's hard to have, because he's got threats. He's got poison threats. He's got fire threats. He's got shock threats. He's got people who just hit really fucking hard threats, right? So it's hard to have gear and buffs and everything for every single different threat. We'll have to see how it goes. All right. We also get to witness a battle in Pustinia as Lanka attacks, and I believe this is Lanka's. Sure. And this god is kind of scary. The natural storm immediately cast by a Kingob shaman, which means that one of these guys, because that was before anything else. Yeah, this guy actually has a Staff of Storms. That's interesting. Whole bunch of spiders get vomited out. These guys are... That's such a good spell for Chaff. That is such a good spell. I do dislike that the colors are so similar here. Oh no. Air elementals just come in the back and clean up these Roctopodas. Nothing they can do. And now, with all those Roctopodas dead, most of the HP is gone, and the god just routs. Kind of uneventful battle there. Yeah. Very, very uneventful, strange battle. Okay. Couple of events. We have unexpected event in Pastena where heat... oh, right. This is us doing what's it called? Breath of the Desert on Pastena. Trying to avoid Murderous Winter. Assad, we still have the Plague Cult going on there. In Akesta, we get a -10 income. In Good Old Woods, we get a -10 income. My god, I'm ready to play a game without misfortune. And in Akesta, a massive plague hits, and there's like a third of the population. So this province, or third or half of the population. That province, that was half the population. So yay! What was a pretty good province is now a who gives a shit province. Eesh. We find a Phacian scout. So we lose a scout in on remark, and that's that. Okay. Kind of a quick turn. The burgeoning war against Ingobia is very minor yet. We're still feeling each other out, and we have a very narrow front, which is very good for me compared to him, right? We are moving a sorceress over towards Pastena. We are continuing to move crystal sorceresses up towards Pastena. We are sending a jade sorceress up to Chaco. This is basically to try to, like, I think do Voice of Apsus up in our kind of like final reaches. I think we're just a little too far away where we were. And then we are attacking Pack Woods with Wuya 11. So let's check Wuya 11 real quick. Wuya 11 is over here. Hit it out like so. Very high shock resistance, so as to avoid being stunned by the Springhawks. And probably should be going for regeneration, but we're gonna try to repel things instead. I don't know that that's a good idea, but we're gonna see. Trust. Meditation. Gonna be blood. For flesh. Am I just misremembering? Fortitude, right? Okay, so this is a incorrect. Did they put... Is fire resistance a part of Temper Flesh? Is that normally a thing? Or is that just a DE thing? So this isn't supposed to be Temper Flesh. We already have Temper Flesh. This is supposed to be Temper Armor, I believe. Yeah, so we were going for Temper Armor, but it is what it is. I make this mistake a lot because I'm not used to playing DE, so spells that I'm really used to, like Temper Flesh, I'm used to clicking on, whereas spells like Temper Armor, which don't exist in non-DE in vanilla, right? I forget, so I click the wrong damn thing. But either way, I don't think it'll matter too terribly much. Other than that, we are attacking back into Mulaton with a Wuya. Simple setup, no big deal. Again, same mistake. And then we are also attacking into Old Man with 2 Wuyas. And we're going to try, don't know if this is going to work out, right? But we're going to try a Foul Vapors trap. We've got Poison Ward thrown out here. We've got Foul Vapors on for Wuya 15. We've got way more gems than we need. They are set on non-conservative, so the plan is to blow all of the gems that they can. Poison Ward should probably be higher up. I should probably immediately be Poison Warding so that I don't gain ticks of poison, which would be annoying, but I decided to do what I decided to do. I don't know why. Other than that, everything about this build is mostly typical. We've got mostly shock resistance, and I really should have more fire resistance, but all that I can really manage at this point is the Burning Pearl and the Dragon Helm. So, at least insofar as that. I could be throwing on, what's it called? Elemental Fortitude, right? Which would probably be a good idea, but sometimes the AI doesn't want to cast Elemental Fortitude if you already have more than the number of resistance. So, I don't know, I'm kind of just winging it there. So, no idea if this is going to work, but if we check the battle here at Old Man, not very much has poison resistance. The Draken Guards do, but it's relatively low. The Fire Drakes do not. The Soldiers, the Kingob period, do not. Illusionist doesn't. The Kingob Shamans don't. The Dragon Speaker doesn't. The Crazies don't. So, I don't know how likely this is going to be, but if we catch, if he reinforces, and we manage to catch a big army here on Old Man, there's the possibility that this goes super in our favor and we wipe out a whole bunch of them. I don't know how likely that possibility is, though, so we'll see. I'm also trying to gear up. God. We're doing some more Dragon Helmets and Burning Pearls, more Horns of Valor for morale and shit like that. Copper Plates, continuing. Helmet of Heroes, again, for morale and stuff like that. More Stone Bird. Basically just trying to fill out another set of gear for new Wuyas. Frostbrand. I really need to get up to Construction 6, right? And that's the plan. That's what we're trying to do. For 2 reasons. The first reason, and I should have gone for Construction 6 ages ago, but the one reason is to turn my somewhat decent fire income into lightless lanterns. Like, I have had, and continue to have right now, pretty shit research speed for 53 turns into the game. And if I had made the decision when I could have done this, several turns ago when the battle against Ind was kind of winding down. I could have made the decision to just go straight to Construction 6 without hitting any of these other stops that we've made along the way. Right, we got Ogre Dance now. That's cool, but we don't really have a great way to use it. And unfortunately, because of the decisions that we made, we're putting ourselves behind now. But I'm going to try to make up for that. We're going to rush ourselves to Construction 6. It's going to take at least 3 turns. This turn will finish 5. Next turn and turn after should get us to 6, if we are able to continue focusing on that. And then that'll give us Lightless Lanterns. But not only will it give us Lightless Lanterns, it will give us other really good gear options. One of those good gear options are going to be Firebrands instead of Frostbrands, right? And the Firebrands will give us better fire resistance against Kangobia, because I don't think we have to worry about cold resistance too terribly much with them. And it will give us some better arms or some armor and other options to potentially utilize instead of things like copper plates. Because I don't think we really need to have... If we're going to be doing... It kind of depends, right? Like, we've got different options that we can utilize for this. I think the only real way that we win against Kangobia is the concept of getting like boots of flying on some of our Wuyas and then just start raiding the shit out of him. Raid this whole area, start to become a huge nuisance, and then head down. This is his territory, right? If we can get up into Pustinia and to Isepne, comes down to here and here, I believe, we can just start raiding around in his heartland. I think Kangobia as a nation is probably pretty susceptible to raiding, right? Raiding with the right type of thug or super combatant. Because if you can survive their kind of like just mass free spawn from all over the place, they have the options that they have to throw at you are... He's got plenty, don't get me wrong. It's not like he doesn't have any, but they're constrained, I think. I think that's plenty of options. But regardless, that is basically what we are doing on this turn. Kind of a relatively uneventful turn. That was an interesting battle on Old Man, and I'm somewhat hopeful that we are going to be able to do this, but I don't know. Kangobia has seemed to be a very smart and cautious player, so I think either we will hit nothing here, or we will get magic phased, or, you know, or he comes with a surprise and he's already got like Serpent's Blessing or some shit like that, you know? So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think the vast majority, I wouldn't mind playing Chaco again with a very different build. I think my opinion of Chaco has been changing the more I have played of them. And the more I have read about them and the more, you know, suggestions people have given me, I would definitely, I think, go a different route. Kind of what I was trying to do was a very mean build anyways. I'd never played Repel, so I was like, might as well try to force my hand here. And while I don't think it's not working, I think it's not worth it, right? It is working. The Repel concept that we went for, success, right? But it's not worth it. It only buys us so much, and we don't need what it buys us. If we had taken, like, Great Bear, but just without any of the fire magic, we'd have such better scales, right? And we'd be able to do quite a bit more, I think, in the long run. So I'm actually, if I play another D game in the near future, I might actually play Chaco again. And I don't typically do that. I typically always play a different nation, just to learn more things or try new things. But I honestly am interested enough in Chaco. I think they're cool enough that I might give them another try in the near, or I might just try a different variant of Chaco. Anyways, I'm rambling now. That is the turn. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.